My name is David Jackson, and in this video we are going to discuss a solution that we've been developing and researching to enhance the privacy on the cloud, which we call MyCloud. To address the lack of transparency over the provider's privacy control, we developed a cloud platform or hypervisor dedicated to enforcing and monitoring a user's privacy on the cloud. Our hypervisor's main characteristics are to encapsulate the user's computation and data from the administrators, to have a quick and easy deployment, and to be small enough for formal verification. Our MyCloud hypervisor provides the means to keep the cloud provider accountable and attest that they are respecting user privacy. Our novelties and contributions to hypervisor design are these 4 points, and these are what separate us from the commercial hypervisors, what makes us different and unique, and we're more security focused. So for our first point, our platform or our hypervisor supports user configured privacy protection. Now what that means is we give users the ability to customize how much can be seen to the administrator or to the cloud provider, and we achieve that separation of power and that user configured privacy protection by removing the control VM from the root mode of the processor. The control VM is the virtual machine that controls all other virtual machines on a particular cloud platform. And secondly, another point I want to make is that the TCB, the Trusted Computing Base for our hypervisor, is very small, which is a great thing when you're talking about securing a particular set of software. Now these contributions achieve a separation and balance of power between the administrator and user. Thus, the cloud provider retains its power to manage and allocate computing resources while the user attains the ability to enforce privacy over its own data. As you can see in the diagram, if the administrator or cloud provider ever wants to access data from a user or a user's cloud instance, the software in MyCloud will always circumvent that. The software mechanism will always stop that. It will notify the user that the cloud provider is trying to access the data, and the user now has the ability to authorize whether to allow that administrator the permission to access that data. The MyCloud hypervisor significantly reduces the attack surface of external threats in 2 ways. And one we already talked about, and that is the user configured privacy protection. By that, you have less threats from inside attackers. Now, the second point I want to talk is about Trusted Computing Base, something we really zone in on and try to leverage. The U.S. Department of Defense defines the TCB as follows. The Trusted Computing Base is the totality of protection mechanisms within it, including hardware, firmware, and software, the combination of which is responsible for enforcing the computer security policy. The TCB size, in terms of lines of code, is considered to be relative to its integrity or lack of vulnerabilities. The graph below demonstrates the massive TCB sizes of existing cloud platforms. Our MyCloud hypervisor is less than 8K lines of code, small enough for a feasible and reliable program verification to prove that it is free from vulnerabilities. To summarize 2 of the core features of our hypervisor, one is that we deprivilege the control virtual machine in order to achieve user configured privacy protection, and 2, we really emphasize on minimizing the Trusted Computing Base.